The one that took you to carry a GR against the DPP, you are going to pay him even if he's going to lose. He's getting his money, whether he loses or win, he wins. But at the end of the day, the boy is still languishing in the mug. Ẹ ṣàánú bọ̀bọ̀ yìí, ẹ ṣàánú ẹ̀ tó rọ lọ, Ọlọ́run fi bẹ̀ yín. If you guys need to come together and do the right thing and get justice for this guy. Thank you, MFM.
Please, I think I missed some line, Rote Sam. Please don't be angry. Please, what is the bone of contention? Like, what are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say, like Wumi is saying, I will need support the family. What I'm saying, you don't need to come on social media. Go to because as the case is, Sam Larry and Naira Marley are not acquitted. They are discharged. I mean, they have not been acquitted of the case. They've just been discharged because they can't keep holding on to them because they've got no evidence against them. Okay. If you hold them for too long, they can sue the government and they take money off them. But if you are not ready to support that, that's why the challenge.
What about the DPP decision? What was the DPP decision?
The DPP decision, there is no evidence to hold against them for bullying.
That means they have been acquitted, that they have been discharged everything.
There's discharged and acquitted and there's discharged. Discharged and acquitted means you cannot bring them back again and charge them for the same case. But they have been discharged. So, but if any evidence comes up, they can be called back.
Okay, so your advice now is that Wumi and Mama should take another route instead of coming to social media.
Get a proper go to the place. Go get everybody that you know as credible witnesses. People who were there when they saw Mohbad being bullied. Let them submit that witness statement. So on so date at so place. I saw so.
Rote, do they need anyone to tell them this? Last 20.
Honestly, I don't know the lawyers.
I want you to also know that it will be very difficult for this family to find people who will be willing to stand in and give evidence against these people. I think that's just the dilemma. I don't think the issue here will be this family coming together and putting their case forward. I think the biggest issue they'll have is to actually have the people who witnessed the assault, people who can actually give witness statements or whatever. It will be difficult to find them and agree to them coming on the stand to give a statement against these people. Again, because they live in a country where there's zero or no security. So their safety in itself will be at risk. Remember, Zlatan, being Zlatan, who has a name and has a face and has like significant amount of wealth, said that even his parents, even his mother, told him that he should not get involved. He should not say anything. So in the midst of this whole drama, and you know that your child has witnessed some of the assaults that happened to that Mohbad endured in the hands of these people. I don't think any mother would agree for their children to go and take a stand to give evidence. However, I think there's enough evidence in public that can be used. But what is the case? Gongoton file. Like, which case Tibaba file? Is it a case to say these people bullied my child? Or is it questioning why the petition Mohbad wrote was not actioned? Or what exactly is the case that Baba himself took to the courts? And Gongolomal, if you come together to then build a good case. But I think Baba needs, and it's worrisome because I feel like these people, both teams, both sides, all of them, they all have very good legal reps. And I think they should be getting like some legal advice from these people to say, oh yeah, we're, buy Lashemashe. So I don't know, I mean, I'm open to learn, to your suggestion on how this family can move on with it.
Regarding the witness, there's something what's called the witness protection. The police offer witness protection. I'll give you an example of Nnamdi Kanu current court case. You could see some of the witnesses coming with a mask on their face and they're even shielded. You don't know who they are. In the court, that is where the police give you witness. You don't even need to come at me to identify yourself that I'm a witness to this crime. And even as it sounds like this, these guys are weak. Even if let's assume they're really out there, they've got the full force to attack. At the moment, the public is involved. If anything happens to anyone, they'll be picked up. So this is even the right time for we people who have credible witnesses, who are credible witnesses to come up and testify with credible testimonies. They will come out. And regarding the videos on the social media, you will attest to it that there is none where it identifies either Naira Marley or Sam Larry actually laying their fingers on them. And even the videos they supplied are too short. So if these guys have a good lawyer, they will go in and stay in court. These evidences that have been brought to the court have been tampered with. They are not the full coverage of the events. They have been some form alteration, and the court will not accept it. So that's why I said, like there was this video of a lady talking in the background when I said, see what Sam Larry did. If this lady can come in, write her testimony, give her evidence to the police. I witnessed this. This is what happened, and this is so and so and so, and the police will work on it. The police, the DPP will not go to a court and they know they will lose. No lawyer will go there because they know they will lose because they've got no evidence.
But sir, when we talk about witness protection, I think because we're in the Western world, we think, because there's no witness protection for the common man. Again, I agree with everything.
I gave you the example of the example of Nnamdi Kanu. That's in Nigeria.
Because that's a high profile case. Now, another thing that I need you to understand is that, are we talking about the same police that gave out information from someone's phone to somebody just because they were paid a certain
amount? It was not the police. It was a rogue officer who did that, and the rogue officer is currently facing disciplinary action.
But is that officer not a police officer?
Obviously, obviously.
Again, when you talk about witness statements in the case of a common man, I personally, I don't see the Nigerian police, and seeing to the safety of anybody who is coming forward to give statements, sir.
This case is not, I understand, but this case is not high profile. Everybody in the country, everyone in the country knows about this case. So at this point, I don't see anyone going to be stupid enough to be going to attack a witness.
Sir, if Mohbad was the son of Abiola or the son of Nnamdi Kanu, or I'm sure we won't be saying this, we would say, oh yeah, the witnesses can be protected. But in the case of Mohbad, even his father and his mother, his wife and his son, his family members are not even safe. If someone like Yomi Fabiyi could pull that stunt that he pulled to have Adura nabbed in court, it wasn't nabbed on the street, it was grabbed in court. Sir, the Nigerian police are not as they're not as disciplined as you think they are. So personally, I do not see anybody, even the girl that made that video, Mohbad, that girl, her parents would have called her and said if they can even go and hide her somewhere, they will actually go and hide her somewhere, So Abefe is Iyabo Ojo's pal, so I'm not surprised. Rashidat, I am not. Unfortunately, I've never spoken to Iyabo Ojo in my life.
Emma Daniel, do not answer that person.
Emma, keep open mind. Say your bad thing, sorrow.
Do not respond to that person.
Don't worry. This case is, unfortunately, we have lost so much, and so sad, we've lost so much respect and trust in the police. You can see both sides. Baba's side will say, the police are working with the widow to truncate the case. Then the other side not trusting, the police are not going to. At least let's give the police some credit. I'm telling you, because people don't know the new rules or policies within the police. If you go to them, they would give you witness protection. I know lawyers that have gotten witness protection for their clients or for their witnesses. They don't just lawyers don't come on social media to talk because against their principles. So that's why I said they should go. Even they just go, name them. If you don't even want to, for example, like Wumi now, Wumi can say, that lady, I know the lady that said this video, this is her name. Then the police would go and meet her. And what the police will tell her, if you don't tell us, and we find out the truth, we can hold you for obstruction of justice. So there's a lot of, that's why I said, rather than coming to social media, we'll just keep talking on social media, like roundabout, and we will never move forward. Moving forward is going through the right authorities.
All right, thank you, sir. We appreciate your submission and your opinion. Supreme,
I
ex-wife,
think it makes a lot of sense. So
no, it does.
maybe, yeah, maybe they should look into that too.
Yes.
Honestly.
Why tí gbogbo yín ṣe máa ń pè mí ní why why tí gbogbo yín ṣe máa ń pè mí ní ex-wife?
Check is your ex-wife.
Ìjọ́ wo ni ẹ kọ̀ mí sílẹ̀ tí mi ò mọ̀? Did you divorce me without my knowledge or what?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ọjọ́ ẹ̀mí ẹ̀fẹ̀ mẹ́jẹ́ kémi kò ní màá máa gbọ́ yín ṣe ti gbọ́. Ẹ ṣe.
What's the problem?
Ẹ ló ta ló kúrò ní ṣé okay.
Yeah, she's still around. If
Tolani, I thought it was Abife that left.
yeah, she's been here for
No.
Yeah. I feel so sorry for the entire family member anyway, and according to what Rutesam has said, first of all, a parent cannot tell their child not to testify, especially when they are not minor. So because my mama's lantern said, don't sorrow, that does not hold water. If truly this case is being handled the way it should, lantern will be obligated to. Regardless of ìgbà tó jẹ́ pé slantan ò kì í ṣe minor, so gbogbo pé yẹ ẹni kó má sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn náà, it's just because the system is not working the right way. That is why that is so. So I mean, I dozed off in the middle of that thing. I'm always dozing off. But the thing is, I feel so sorry for all of them. I feel sorry for Wumi. I feel sorry for the entire family because, come to think of it, it's very stressful. Very, very stressful. Someone like me that's even, I am so adamant that Wumi did this. If I were to be in her shoes, I would go all out to ensure that this boy gets, or my husband or ex-husband or whatever way she wants to qualify him, gets justice. Her behavior is making it even more questionable, and I don't want anybody that committed this murder to go away, to get away with murder. So I really feel their pains, and I think if the family really have to come together, they should do so in order to get justice for their loved one. I think that's the only contribution I have to contribute in this case. Now, if Wumi knows, and like what Sam said, there's what they call Witness Protection Act. Trust me, a lot of things happens in Nigeria. There are a lot of things that people can do, but because they don't know, they don't activate it. If you really know your right to reactivate it, yes, Abefe, you're very correct. Very wrong for any police officer to, send somebody's WhatsApp message to another civilian from a civilian's phone. Trust me, he's been disciplined.
sorrow.
Yeah, sorry.
No, not you, please. Mo wà lórí call ni o.
Oh, okay. So trust me, he's been disciplined. Oh yes, it's going to be disciplined, and I don't care if anybody thinks, oh, I'm fighting for King White or anything. But what is wrong is wrong. You see, what is wrong, it is wrong. So I think, like Rotty Sam said, I'm going to concord with him 100%. They all need to come together and fight. Together we stand, and together we are stronger. I believe so.
Supreme.
Ma.
Àwọn wo ni kó come together? Ṣé màmá àti bàbá àbí Wùmí àti gbogbo wọn?
They are all one family. Mama,
Baba.
Baba.
So you can be saying that. I thought you don't want them together before.
What are you talking about?
I thought you are advocating for them not to be together, right? Yeah.
Never. Advocate. Ṣé báwo la ní kí bàbá àti màmá kan pàdé l'Abuja ń gbà yẹn kó tó di pé wọ́n dá owó ẹ̀ sí wa lórí? Chairman went to Abuja.
This is my first time. I thought you never wanted them together.
No. Why wouldn't I? We want them to come together. Ṣebí àwa la ṣe gbogbo látò iṣẹ́ yẹn pé kán pàdé l'Abuja tí chairman lọ sí Abuja ń gbà yẹn. Have you forgotten?
No, I never. I'm not aware. Okay, let me ask you. What do you say about this Sam Larry and whatever? And
you know my position, and I've me can change minding me easily. I'm very strong-minded.
No,
I have said it.
your
I
mind
have said it.
sometimes.
Wait. Let me just quickly answer her. I have said it many, many times. Samilari and Naira Marley were not in the house when Mohbad died.
What about the
And
bully
hold
aspect?
on, let me say something. I'm not done with that statement. And they have airtight alibi because they were not in the country and their passport proved that. Until they are indicted, there is absolutely nowhere in the world you can charge them for murder. Now, bullying and all of these other ones are civil cases. If you bully me and I choose to sue you or take you to court, they are civil cases. And this is what the DPP is concerned about, and the case file on his death, in his present right now, has absolutely nothing to do with bullying. Hey, hence, I'm not even all his interview with the VDM or this DPP or no DPP. I'm not even analyzing it because it was a waste of time and money. The case file in the presence of the DPP is a murder case, and they cannot hold, they not, nowhere in the world we hold Samilari or Naira Marley responsible. They have an airtight alibi. Kati and people in the country, one referee, one okay, but they were not in the country. Now, I'm not saying because they were not in the country, they couldn't have orchestrated it. Different scenario, but someone must indict them. I must say something like, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ṣe mí jẹ́jẹ́ o, ẹ ṣe mí jẹ́jẹ́, ẹ ṣe mí jẹ́jẹ́, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ ṣe mí jẹ́jẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ n jẹ́wọ́ ẹni tó rán mi. Samilari ló gbéṣẹ́ fún mi. Now we are talking. Now we are talking. But until such a thing happen, there's no way. You know, the law is two-edged sword. Bó ṣe wà fún ẹ ló wà fẹ́mi náà. Dr. Sam said it. They cannot hold these people against their human rights. They will sue the government and they will win. Hence, they have to discharge them. If there's a concrete evidence now, hey, my name is Supremo Ejo Eshemijeje, Samilari ló rán mi, and these are the evidence. Oh, iye tó san fún mi rèé, text message tó send sí mi rèé, bá ṣe plan ẹ̀ rèé, they will be picked up. Right away, they will be picked up. But until then, kò sí ẹjọ́ assault and bullying níwájú DPP. So it was a complete waste of time and money. There's nothing to analyze there. Mo ti sọ ilé tipẹ́tipẹ́.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ mọ́ mi Supreme.
My sister, God bless you. My beautiful sister.
Good morning, ma.
How
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́
are
ma,
you?
mo fẹ́ béèrè kankan lọ́wọ́ yín ni. Ẹ má take offence, please.
No offence, no offence. À ń béèrè ọ̀rọ̀
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa ń sọ pé Wùmí pa Mohbad yẹn. Ṣé ẹ mí ni abẹ́kọ̀ máa fi ń ṣeré ni?
Mi ò fi ṣeré o. Because mi ò fi ṣeré, you know, there's what they call circumstantial evidences. And when you do the process of elimination, like I said, Wumi needs to speak. And
Evidence wo lẹ́yìn wá rí tẹ̀yìn fi ń sọ pé òun ló pa Mohbad?
Ẹni sùúrù, ẹ ti ń rush, mi ti sọ kan tẹ́lẹ̀ tẹ́ ti ń sọ. I've just said something now that there's what they call process of elimination and circumstantial evidence, okay? Wumi wà ń bẹ̀, up to the last minute this boy took his last breath. And Wumi's stories have been different from moment to moment to moment to moment. Téèyàn bá dẹ̀ ń pa irọ́, tí èèyàn bá ń pa irọ́, what circumstantial evidence means, téèyàn bá ń pa irọ́, ó mì pé ó ní nǹkan tí mò ń bò. Tí n bá sọ tòótọ́, ta ló fọ́ àwo yìí? Ọwọ́ mi ló ti fọ́, mo sorry. Ta ló fọ́ àwo yìí? Mi mọ̀ o. Ta ló fọ́ àwo yìí? Lágbájá ni. Ta ló fọ́ àwo yìí? Kíní. Tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn as a mother, tí ọmọ bá ti ń sọ oríṣiríṣi story pé òun parọ́, ó yá jẹ́wọ́ fún mi, ta ló fọ́? Because the story kept changing. The story kept, nobody is saying accident doesn't happen in the house. But because Wumi's story, I'll give you a typical example. Wumi said that another nurse now came, stayed overnight. which other nurse came again that stayed
Okay,
overnight?
Supreme ma. Ṣé ẹ̀yin believe pé gbogbo wa tá wà láyé yìí a máa mọ ẹjọ́ rò jura wa lọ ṣá?
Of
Àwọn kan wà
course.
wọn kì í
Of
mọ̀
course, but Gbogbo, this question you are asking me, that does not hold water in the court
ẹ
of
máa gbọ́
law.
mà ẹ máa gbọ́ mà ẹ ní pé Wùnmí sọ pé another nurse came. Okay, according to nígbà tí wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n pe ambulance, the ambulance came with a nurse. And the ambulance helped them to check again. So is that woman not a nurse? She was a nurse. But bí èèyàn ṣe ń rojọ́.
And Sherry, I'm not here to be. I'm only here to. Hold on.
The way I see it, mo fi pé ẹ ń fi ọmọ yẹn jà ni, kò ń ṣe pé ẹ kò mí
Mo
ni.
fi ń jà
Ẹ ń fi
báwo?
ọmọ yẹn jà, ẹ ń fi báwọn èèyàn kan tó ń bu yín jà. Lẹ ṣe ń ṣe. Because to me, I don't believe you mean it.
Abẹ́fẹ́ mọ̀ pé látòrí Facebook ni mo ti hold the grounds mi now. Mo
What was then?
àwọn èèyàn máa
Yes,
nípa nínú
no.
ayé. Abẹ́gi.
No,
Àwọn èèyàn ò
because
nípa nínú ayé.
ẹ ní evidence. Ẹjọ́ máa ṣe ẹ̀yin fìpó wà okay kẹ́ máa sọ pé èèyàn ń pààyàn láì ní evidence kankan against
Mo
ẹ̀yin.
ti answer question yẹn. You are
Supreme.
asking me the same question.
Supreme,
over
can
and
I
over
ask you a
and over
question in
again.
line of what she
You
just
are
asked
asking
you?
me the same question over and over again.
Tá bá sọ pé ó possible kí accident ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ilé, like you said, pé ó lè possible kó jẹ́ pé bóyá Wunmi mistake àbí. Can you walk us through from everything that you've gathered so far? How do you think the accident happened? What do you think happened to Mohbad?
I cannot walk you through, like, this is not the court, but I can always tell you that according to what Olani said, that Amamwejoro Arawa law, which is true, but number one, that does not hold water in the court of law. One.
So, can you tell us
Question land, because now I feel like you are attacking. Give me opportunity to land. I listen to the question. Now, accidents do happen in the house. Yes, accidents do happen. Things happens. Oríṣiríṣi láti rí. Now, but the thing is the consistency of what happened in the house. Kò sí bá a ṣe máa mú ẹjọ́ rò ju ara wa lọ tí ọ̀rọ̀ wa máa yàtọ̀. No. Kò sí bá a ṣe lè mú ẹjọ́ yẹn rò ju ara wa lọ kí nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ lójú mi báyìí nísìn kí n dẹ̀ sọ pé red cup ni no white ni no industrial god ni no ikú tó yẹ kí Liam kú ni èèyàn kan gbà kú kinní kan industrial god does not want me to say what happened to my husband kí yẹn ó ṣe pé a mú ẹjọ́ rò jura wa lọ now. That is not be Amwejoro Jurawa law. I absolutely do not have anything against her. But when you keep telling me different stories, I call you a liar.
Gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ Naira Marley. Supreme, ṣé gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ Naira Marley Sam Larry yìí yẹn òun ṣe industrial god?
Òun ló máa define it now.
Wait for her to
tó bá jẹ́
define.
pé ọ̀rọ̀ ẹni sùúrù ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣẹlẹ̀ kankan kó má dàbí attack tó bá jẹ́ pé ọ̀rọ̀ Naira Marley and Sam Larry ni when Wumi took a stand she didn't mention Sam Larry ó lóun ò mọ̀ rí even ọ̀rọ̀ tí DVM sì bá Sam Larry sọ Sam Larry tún sì ń fi Wumi ṣẹlẹ́rìí and do you believe between you and I, let's remove sentiment. Do you believe pé Wumi ò mọ̀ Sam Larry? Until Falade Fadile said that, why are you excluding Sam Larry? So, ẹ má jẹ́ ká fi sentiment ṣe èèyàn ló kú kì í ṣe ẹranko.
But ẹ mọ̀ pé èèyàn lè máa exclude yàn for their own reason kẹ má mọ reason àwọn nǹkan kan máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ síyàn nígbà
míì. èèyàn ló kú kì í ṣe ẹranko.
no ma yes but there's something.
This person went to Kenya with your husband. This person,
but let me tell you
and you are saying this person is a right-hand pal of Naira Marley. They roll together. They roll. Ẹ máa sọ pé ó jókòó sí stand for 5 hours and you fed us with mọ̀ Sam Larry. Come on, do you guys really believe pé kò mọ̀ Sam Larry ni?
Supreme, can I ask you a question? Ibo ni Wumi ti sọ pé òun ò mọ̀ Sam Larry rí? Ibo ló ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀?
Honestly, I was about to ask that. No.
Ibo ló ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀?
Sọ pé òun ò mọ̀ Sam Larry.
Supreme, ibo ló ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀?
Ṣé ní CTC ni?
I just told you now. ẹ̀dẹ̀ tún béèrè. I said Wumi took
We
this
can ask now, tí kò bá
ó
yé
sọ
wa náà.
wípé òun ò mọ Sam Larry.
That's incorrect.
No,
She never
no,
said
no,
that.
Ìgbà
Anywhere
tí
in the
Falade
CCTV.
wá béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ pé why are you not mentioning Sam Larry's name? Ó
Supreme, that's
ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀
not
wá
correct.
ẹ lọ ka CTC now.
I mean, should I bring the shake her car? Money lower by shake her car.
Ẹ kà.
Supreme Tabaka CTC Tabari Bitomo Umiti Sobe. Are you going to delete this profile and not come back?
Why will I delete my profile and not come back? I will not, because it is said so. It is right there.
No, because
Now, what if it is not there?
Let's do it. If it is there, I will delete this profile and I will never come back on this app.
You don't have
But
to
if
go
it is
that
not
far.
there, are you
Read
able
the
to delete
CTC.
your profile?
Read
Because
the CTC.
Supreme, the reason I'm asking this
you see, why are you guys
No, I can't-
repeating yourself? I just told you I am not going to delete my profile for nothing. Nothing. This
Okay,
case,
so
we are
so
here
if we
together.
read it, and it is not there in the CTC, what then happens?
Read it, yo.
Something must
Okay.
happen.
The
No.
other
Oh
day,
yeah,
you
no,
read
you
one thing,
Emma
you said
discuss.
it.
Ejekin transfer CTC. You see my other phone. Kiwaka. You guys take. Give it on. All right, Ejen Kurumbi. I'll read it down. Give me 1 second. Let me transfer it.
MFM,
Okay, Supreme,
control
nǹkan tí mo tún fẹ́ béèrè ni
control
wípé
the
Kí ló ṣe? Kí ló ṣe? Dẹ́jẹ́ kọ́ sí.
Ilé tó sẹ pé rísì olórí burúkú kò ní dá fún ìyá àti
Mo ń
bàbá
bọ̀, mo
tó bí ẹ
máa
lọ́mọ.
mute wọn, mo ń bọ̀. Mo
Kò
ń
ní
bọ̀
dá fún
lẹ́yìn.
ìyá àti bàbá tó
No
bí ẹ
worry.
lọ́mọ.
Just give me few minutes now. Màá gbé péjì mi kejì wọlé.
Supreme ma nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ tún béèrè lọ́wọ́ yìí ni pé ṣe mo pé tí nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ when something happen especially when you are not expecting that.
Ilẹ̀ rí yẹn.
Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ sọ ni mo gbà, my
Mo
darling.
mute kò sí
There's
wàhálà.
nothing you are saying that
Okay,
I do not
when
agree
something
with you.
happen,
But
tí
even
nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ma.
after 2 years tí Wùmí padà wá sọ̀rọ̀, Wùmí tún wá sọ something different gan. Ṣebí ìgbà tó padà wá after 2 years lóyún ṣe wá sọ fún wa pé another nurse came overnight. Which
There's
nurse?
nothing like overnight.
Ẹ lọ gbọ́ náà, ẹ dẹ̀ ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣebí Wùmí ló sọ, you and I were not there. Wùmí said it.
Emma Gboma, that is why I said pé a máa mẹjọ road ra wa lọ. Tẹ́lí ta bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ àti wípé ṣe bá ti ní tí nǹkan tẹ́yìn bá fẹ́ believe.
Jẹ́ kí n lọ wá fóònù mi the other way, kí n lọ wá jáde. It is not, no, but
If I made a
wait,
statement,
let me say something.
ẹ lè reason pẹ̀lú statement yẹn.
If you don't allow me to say, if you want to force it, if you are forcing it, I have the liberty of dropping.
No, I
I have the liberty of dropping. So let me just say something. I have
If
the
you look at
liberty of
Wumi and
dropping if you
Baba,
are going to be attacking and being insultive in the
No,
comment
I'm not
section.
attacking you. Ẹ mọ̀ pé mi ò attack
Can you overdo the comment
And
section?
you know I always
Can
say
you stop
something.
talking on the comment
Let me
section?
just say
Tẹ́ bá
something.
listen sí màmá,
Wùmí
tẹ́ bá
fúnra
listen sí
rẹ̀ ẹni
Wùmí.
sùúrù mò ń kó tí ń
Àti
pariwo.
bàbá ẹ mọ̀ pé Wùmí ò mẹjọ rò, bàbá mẹjọ rò
Wùmí wo ni ò mẹjọ rò? Wùmí wo ni ò mẹjọ rò? Wùmí tó pe bàbá ọkọ ẹ̀ tó ṣépè fún tó gbé ṣépè. Wùmí tó
kí ni
rojọ́
iṣẹ́
pẹ̀lú
yẹn wá ní
àbú ebẹ̀.
ìpínlẹ̀?
Wùmí wo ni ò mẹjọ rò? Wùmí tó
Ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ tó
máa ń
ẹbí
ṣe síá lórí social media kò mẹjọ rò. Yeah,
ṣé ti
right.
àjìyàn ẹjọ́ ríro ni?
Kò mẹjọ rò náà ni. Àyè má jẹ́, don't let us go there.
Ṣé sì á ní ẹjọ́ ríro? Ẹ rí i pé bàbá Mohbad ní mẹjọ rò bọ̀ tí bàbá Mohbad bá parọ́ fún yín ẹ máa rò bọ́n sòótọ́ ni.
Let me say something. And don't say that. Don't always say that. Because if you are going to be fair, Tolani, you know I'm not a Baba fan. And where he has done wrong, where he has said things that are not right, I have come against them. You know, I have come against everything. But so you know that there's no ill feelings.
Ẹ mọ̀ pé nǹkan tí mo sọ sí ni pé ẹ̀yin mẹjọ rò jù àwọn lọ. Bàbá mẹjọ rò.
This are mẹjọ rò. Lè jókòó sí. So you will go to the court of law. You will
If
say,
you're saying something, let me tell you something.
You will go to the court of law and say, mi mẹjọ yẹn rò ní mi mẹjọ rò.
That is why people have their lawyers. That is why we need lawyer.
Mercy, please, Ejo, má jẹ́ ká sọ di Royal Rumble. Supreme, I'm about to read Wumi's city. Are you ready? Is there a particular place you want me to start from, or do you want me to read all of it?
Yeah.
Supreme Shebole. Supreme, why did you do that?
No, she's
Why did
gonna
you
be
do
back.
that?
No.
Okay,
Maybe
she dropped.
maybe
She has
maybe
dropped.
she
Oh.
drop. Yeah, she will
No,
come
I'll
back.
wait for her. Maybe the line went up. The kidney cut. I'll wait for her to come up. I have the CTC now. I'm gonna read all the questions, and we can read Wumi's answer. Now, to those of you who are saying, Wumi Odaruko Kinikon, she etigbon Wumi to bosori online. So even when she came out and she said the industry gods, she egboko daruko Naira Marley. Because whether you like it or not, she has to move smart. Think about move smart, and if our people here, if it's about Emma T to the point where Oma Loin died, Tare, maybe 2 years and died.
Oh, my slam, man, straight up.
What's not many lawsuits? So, okay, Supreme is back. Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to read the CTC now, and I'm scrolling through to Omawumi's question.
Before you go ahead, you said some few things. Let me respond to the few things you said. You see, Wumi has to be smart. Wumi does not have to be smart. All Wumi needed to do is speak the truth. That you don't have to be intelligent, smart to speak the truth. Into Shele, lo ma sọ. I saw Samilari slap my husband. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀, ó máa sọ ni. It's not that being smart. Okay? You don't have to be smart to speak the truth. I don't have to be smart to speak the truth.
Supreme, let's role play now. Let's quickly do a quick role play. Supreme, what country are you from? Edeka role play.
I am from Nigeria.
Nigeria, okay.
Citizens of Nigeria. I am from those states precisely. One local government.
Okay, good. But Supreme, why? Okay. Oh yeah, hold on. We are role playing. I get it. I've heard where you're from. Now, my question to you now is: when I asked you, Supreme, where are you from? Why didn't you begin to tell me that? Oh, my mother is black. My father is Yoruba.
You didn't ask me that.
God bless you. Now, let me now explain it to you. Thank you. Now, while you've said that Wumi has not said anything, she did not say anything. Wumi went to the coroner and she was asked questions.
No. Oh, let me say something to you.
Supreme, you don't want people to interrupt you.
Wait, Abefe, please wait. Abefe, please wait.
You cannot continue to interrupt me now.
Please wait. Abefe, please wait. Okay? Abefe, please wait. Me fẹ́ ká fi sentiment ṣe. And I am not under any interrogation or I am not obligated to be on this platform. But if we are going to dialogue, we have to do it with open mind. Okay? If I want to report MFM to
your comment section, page kini conversation with me
if I want to report MFM to you, I will not wait for you to ask me pé kí ló ṣe. Èmi ló wá fẹjọ́ sùn ẹ́. Màá ní Abẹ́fẹ́ jọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run mo pè é torí pé mo fẹ́ fi ẹjọ́ MFM sùn ẹ́. Tu ṣùgbọ́n pé lánàá tí mo lọ sórí platform MFM. Could you believe pé nǹkan báyìí. Wait, let me finish. Then you will say, MFM ṣe ń tó pọ̀ tó yìí. Kí ni ìwọ náà ṣe? Mo rí tán sọ̀rọ̀ J4M ni mo lọ o. I'm not gonna wait. Ọkọ Wùmí ló kú kì í ṣọkọ mi now. She needs to tell us exactly what happened. She should not wait for the lawyer. They gave up. Ṣé wọ́n bèrè placenta lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ni?
Ṣé corona tó lọ?
Placenta lọ́wọ́ mi. Placenta tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ story with placenta.
Corona tó lọ yẹn. Ṣọ́rọ̀ Sam Larry àti Naira Marley lọ́lọ́ sọ́ńbẹ̀.
Wọ́n bèrè lọ́wọ́ ìwọ. Ṣé wọ́n bèrè pé where did you put your placenta? She gave us what she wanted to. She used 5 hours to tell us bullshit.
No. When she talked about the placenta, they asked her, at what point did your relationship with your father-in-law go bad? What happened? Don't say she was talking rubbish because she wasn't.
And they didn't ask her, oh, what happened to your husband at home?
They asked her.
They didn't ask her who are the people that bullied your husband? They didn't ask her those ones.
Supreme, let us read the CTC.
And they didn't ask her. And if they didn't ask her, as the owner of the husband, tí wọ́n bá bí, she needed to volunteer.
Supreme,
What are
hold
we
on.
talking about?
Can you please mute? Let us
I
read
will
this.
phone me 4%.
You have said, please plug your phone. You have just said
Hold on, please. Let me grab a charger.
grab a charger. So you've just said she said something that she didn't say in the CTC. She said she didn't know Sam Larry. So let us read the CTC. It's not difficult. So the cross-examiner is Mr. T.E. Olawanle. And on Moumi's interview, our question started on page 139. And the first question is, can you tell this honorable court your name, address, and what you do for a living? I am Cynthia Omoumi. I stay at Royal Pine Estate, Orchard. I am a graduate from Tai Solarin University of Education. Do you recall that on the
Mimi Yope, Aries went to run away. Do you see me as a runner?
Supreme, can you mute?
Let's
Run
away.
Please mute.
Do I have to run away?
Comment section. Emma, let's not.
Do I have to run away?
Can you hear?
Do I have to run away?
Supreme, can you please just don't respond to comment section?
No, if I'm gonna be insulted on the comment section, I leave. I take my leave.
But then you're gonna be.
They cannot be muted. I leave. I'm not gonna tolerate the nonsense and the bullshit.
But Supreme, you'll be interrupting what I'm reading, and
I know because I have to address this
comment
people.
section. Ejo, please let's be civil. Ejo, comment section, so that we can get to the bottom of this conversation. Ejo, comment section, please. Okay, so they then said, do you recall that on the 25th of October 2023, you were before the Commissioner of Oath in this honorable coroner and you deposed to a witness statement on oath? Wumi said yes. Please look at this. Is this your witness statement? She reviewed the documents. Is that your signature? She said yes. What will you like to add? She said, I would like to adopt it as my written statement regarding the investigation of the case.
Okay, thank you. Hold it right there, please. Please hold it right there because I'm analyze as we go along. So in that witness statement that she wrote at the police station, did she mention the name of Samilari and Narameli?
Do you have the Supreme? Read the witness statement for us. Let's hear. Read it.
Why will I read the witness statement at 5 a.m. At 5 a.m. in the 3 a.m. in the morning? Do I know that?
Access to? Why do you want to question something you do not have access to? Why are you interrupting me and saying, do we have did she mention? How do you want to confirm now to the public that she mentioned or she did not in her witness statement?
Because the lawyer, Fat yes, asked her, why are you excluding Samilari from your
can you let us read it and get there? Don't interrupt us to get that part.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So she said, so the court then said, witness statement deposition dated the 25th day of October 2023. Hereby adopted. So it is hereby adopted as the evidence of the witness in the suit. Then the question, my lord, this is all for the witness. Then the cross-examiner, Akinde, question, Cynthia Omoumi Aloba, is that your name? She said, yes. I want to ask you some questions. And
somebody said go and read the far delays part in the CTC. I don't know. I don't have it handy here.
I am reading from the CTC right now. So there's nothing in the far delay part that I'm reading from the CTC directly. Check
no, it's from going to be the section far delay was interrogating her.
I want to read all of Omoumi's interrogation, if you permit me.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, okay. So they said, I want to ask you some questions, and they are divided into 4 segments. I'll be asking you questions about who is the deceased and when he died, and where did he die and how he died. Is that okay? Omoumi said yes. What is the name of the person that died? Omoumi said his name is Aloba Promise Oladimeji. Question, is the same person we all know as Mohbad? She said yes. How old was he when he died? She said he was 26. From your deposition, you said you are the wife of the deceased? She said, yes, I am. This person that died, if you were to see him here, can you describe him? She said, my late husband was a cool-headed person. He doesn't hold grudges and says things the way it is. He doesn't mingle with a lot of people. He loves his space, his family. He loves me. He loves his child and everyone around him. Question, let's go to when. She then said, he died on the 12th of September, 2023. Question, which day was it? She answered, on Tuesday. Question, I want to ask you some questions and they are divided into 4 segments. I'll be asking you questions about who is the disease and all of that. And she said yes. Then the question, what is the name of the person? I think we've read that. It took me back. Okay. So they said, let's go to when. She said he died on the 12th of September. Which day was that? She said on Tuesday. Can you put a time frame to when he died? She said, I think it was around 3 something PM on Tuesday afternoon. Question, on that day that he died, where did he die? She answered, he died in the house. That day, I wasn't really sure. But when he was injected, they asked, injected by who? She answered, by the nurse. On the 12th of September, my husband and I were having a discussion after the injury at the show, and we were in the room. Question, we are coming to that. We are at when he died now. She answered, when the nurse gave him the injection, he was feeling uncomfortable. He asked his brother to get him water, which he did, but he was still feeling somehow. Can you put a name to the brother? She answered, Aloba Adura. He asked his brother to get him water, and I was at the scene when the nurse and I was at the scene with the nurse and the DJ. I'm suspecting. Then he then questioned, what is the name of the DJ? She said, Bami. Question, Bami who? She answered, we call him Bami. Question, will it be Ajishebiri? She said, yes, thank you. Question, you were at the scene with the nurse. Do you know the name of the nurse? She answered, Fumi Ogedengbe or something. I don't know her name. That was the first time I was meeting her. When the whole thing happened, he said...
Hold on 1 second. Did you say she said Fumi Ogedengbe?
Yes, please, or something. Fumi Ogedengbe or something. I don't know her name. That was the first time I was meeting her. When the whole thing happened, he said we should pour water on him, which his brother did. And he said we should put him inside AC. So we rushed him from the room to my son's room because the AC was not working and he was still feeling uncomfortable. So I had to find another alternative because the nurse was not back yet. Question, the nurse left? She answered, yes, she left with DJ Bami to get something. I was downstairs to scream for help and I believe we needed to take him away from the scene. The mechanic was working on his car and he said there was no way we could take the car out. Question, was the car in the compound? She answered, it was outside the compound. We don't park it inside. The mechanic was outside and he said we can't take the car, that he was working on it. His brother came outside with me and I told him to search around to look for a car, and our estate is very quiet. One of the people outside asked me to get the next door neighbor to go to the neighbor's house to scream for help, which I did, and I knocked for like 5 minutes and they came outside and I explained the situation to him. He chose to help us. I had to call some guys to help me upstairs to carry my husband when we got there. They helped us carry him to the hospital. I was inside when he was reacting, but I didn't really know what happened. Can you describe the reaction? She's answered, immediately the nurse passed the injection through his vein. I was not fully at the scene. I was at the kitchen cooking. That was the day my son clocked 5 months. And we had an agreement of cooking fried rice and turkey. I was in the kitchen. I was not fully present at the scene. And I was going and coming. But the last scene I saw was when the nurse was injecting the stuff through his vein. And immediately I opened the door. I heard him saying, please remove it. I'm not feeling comfortable. Immediately, he went to the restroom. When I followed him, he vomited and peed and said he was not feeling comfortable. He said the injection was reacting on his body and we should please get him some water. I called Bami and Adura because they were downstairs. Adura was assisting me with dicing the ingredients of the fried rice. And I called them to assist us, and on our way to the hospital, I was not stable. So I really didn't know what happened. I was in the car. I was at the front with the nurse. I didn't let her go. I held the nurse with me with our baby. Question, apart from you, the nurse, the person that assisted you with the vehicle, who else? She answered, his brother Adura. His photographer was also there. Question, what of Ajishebiri? She answered, Ajishebiri went with the nurse to get something. Question, as at the time you were leaving the hospital, Ajishebiri wasn't there? She answered, we met Ajishebiri, that's Bami. We met Ajishebiri, that was when Ajishebiri and the nurse arrived. So we had to squeeze ourselves into the car. I was in the car with the nurse in the front seat with my baby. While we were going, there was traffic on Orchard Road. I heard the driver say his hands was getting cold, so I had to calm down. Question, the driver said what? She answered, there was traffic. The question again, where was he in that car? Where was he sitting? She then asked for clarity. My husband, he was at the back. They then questioned, how did the driver know? She then answered, everybody was in shock. We were shaking. So he just held his hands. He held his hands because he wasn't responding. He wasn't moving his body. So the driver held his hand and said it was getting cold. And immediately I heard the word. I came down from the car and I had to stop a bike and I told them to help me so we can put him on Okada and myself and we go to the hospital. They then questioned, just yourself on the bike? She answered, myself and OG. No, I did not enter the bike with him. He and OG, while myself and someone, I cannot recollect. So we went to the hospital and when we got there, they rushed him in. Supreme, do you have something to say? Can you mute, Supreme? Now, question. I'm sorry to cut you. When he was placed on the bike, you weren't there? She answered, I wasn't there. There was no space. They questioned, so the bike took off and left you? She answered, I followed the bike immediately. There was another bike at the back, so we got to the hospital at the same time. Now, they questioned, what is the name of the hospital? She answered, Kuramed Hospital at Orchard. They questioned, what is the distance between the house to your hospital? She responded, it shouldn't be more than 10 minutes, but we spent like 20 minutes because of traffic. When we got to the hospital, they rushed him inside, and because of the way I was screaming, they asked me not to go inside with him, and I was in shock. I didn't know what was happening at that point in time. The doctor in charge just broke the news to his brother and the DJ, and that to his brother and the DJ that he was dead. It was their noise I heard. Question, you went with them when they took him in? She answered, I was at the hospital, not inside the room. Question, inside the room where the doctors were checking up, who else was there? She answered, his brother and DJ. They questioned, around what time? She said, I really don't know. They questioned, how many minutes from your arrival at the hospital did they come out to say he was dead? She answered, I think 15 minutes after we got to the hospital. They questioned, what else happened? She answered, when they told me, I didn't believe it. I said my husband cannot be dead because we still spoke like 20 minutes before the whole thing, because we were supposed to take our baby to get something for his 5th month birthday. And he said after the injection, we were going there. I didn't believe it when they told me. And I put a call through to his sister that they were saying nonsense here. So Wumi ló pe Blessing, to those of you, because earlier there was a conversation and ta ló wá sọ fún Blessing, ṣé Blessing ló pe baba Mohbad, ta ló sọ fún baba Mohbad. Wumi called Blessing. Now they questioned, you called who? She answered, I called his sister. They questioned, what is the name of the sister? She answered, Aloba Blessing. I could not tell anybody. I had to sit. So Bami called his cousin Darosha that something had happened, that he should come, and I called Darosha too, that I wanted to take my husband from the hospital to another hospital for confirmation because I could not believe what had been told. They questioned about how many minutes from, I'm okay, thank you. About how many minutes from when you were informed of his death did Darosha arrive? She answered, I think 20 minutes. They questioned, this Darosha, where does he stay? She answered, on the island at Aja. They questioned, when Darosha got there, he said his brother cannot be dead, just like I said, and we took him from the hospital. Somebody said, drink water now. Then they questioned, when Darosha got there, he said his brother cannot be dead, just like I said. Okay, that was the question. Then the question, do you know the real name of Darosha? She answered, Bolu Adeyemo. No. They questioned, what is the name of the hospital? Yes. She answered, I don't remember at that period, but I went to the hospital with them, and when we got there, they said the same thing, that he was dead. And I got to understand that things were getting real already, and he was dead. And at that period of time, from the hospital to the house, I didn't know. And it was after they were telling me everything that happened, and I didn't remember until I got to the house. I'm sure that explains itself. Question, you informed my lord that you left the house, you left with your baby, and at that point, where was your baby? Answer, my baby was with me. Question, all through? She answered, yes. Only yes. Now question, let's go to how he died. You made mention that there was a nurse that came to the house to give an injection. What necessitated the nurse coming to give him the injection? She answered, on the 10th of September, he had a show with General Bitters before having my baby. We were always going to shows together, but ever since we had my baby, we were not always going to show. But I planned of going to his mother's house on Monday, the 11th of September, because we want to get her stuff for her shop. She just opened a new shop. We want to get her things to stock up the shop. I wanted to go to the market with her. That was the reason for me going.
Please note that aspect. We
Okay.
plan to go to the mother's house on Monday. So we are going to talk about when Mohbad said she called on Monday. Because they were supposed to come on Monday to her house. So right there on the CTC, it is also very explicit that Wumi said they plan to go on Monday. And Iya Mohbad called on Monday and she was told, Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ ẹ gbọ́ kú ọmọ o, Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ ẹ rí kú ọkọ o. So right on, I want us to note that, please.
Okay, noted. So we want to get her things to stock up our shop. I wanted to go to the market, but can you go get me my phone charger? I wanted to go to the sorry guys. I wanted to go to the market with her. That's the reason for me going to Ikorodu. So when we got to the show around 7 p.m., we're all inside the Prado. Everybody, we went with 2 Prados and we were about 10 people that went for the show. The question, you said you went with 2 Prado and you were like 10. Can you please give us the names of the people in the Prado? Then she answered, in the Prado I entered, shut the door. In the Prado I entered, she said, my husband, Darosha, Bolu, myself, my son, Prime Boy, Ibrahim, and Spending. The question, are you sure Spending was in the first or second? She answered, the first Prado I and my husband was. Then the second one, Adura, Bami, Idris, the photographer, West. Then the question, the full name of West, she answered, I don't know, and 2 other guys, I think. She said, when we got to the show, we got there around 7 p.m. and he performed like 9 p.m. And before he performed, he was with us in the car. They questioned, where was Prime Boy? She answered, Prime Boy was outside. He was not fully present with us. He was not fully, come plug it for me, please. So Prime Boy was outside. He was not fully present with us. He was always going down and coming. My husband performed around 9 p.m. And then the question, till when? She then said, till 9 p.m. something. She wasn't sure. She then said he was the first artist to perform. After his performance, he came back to the Prado. I and my baby were there and the Prado man. He came back and said he was tired and needed to start going. But there were so many cars parked and he called, Emma Binaja, they can plug phone me so my phone doesn't die while we're doing this. Sorry, guys. Your room is too hot for me. It's okay. So she said, so he came back and said he was tired and needed to start going. But there were so many cars parked and he called the bouncer himself and told the bouncer he wanted to start going. But he said we should wait till the other artists finish performing. So can you go bring me my work phone quickly? Performing so we can all go together. I think Zlatan, Sheun Kuti were yet to perform. Also, the car, it's in the living room on the chair. Also, the car owners were at the event. So we waited and he was not comfortable and he said he was tired and wanted to rest. So we waited on the chair in the lounge room. So we waited for an hour and he insisted that he wanted to start going. Question, can we say he was restless? He was uncomfortable? She answered, he was uncomfortable at the surroundings because people were much and his fans were outside hailing him and requesting for money and he wasn't comfortable with all those things. Question, you said he was tired. She answered, he was tired from the constant checkup from fans. So they then said, question, not that he exerted so much energy. She answered, he was tired from the old noise of his fans outside and people were gathering around the car and I told him to stay back because of our safety. And most times we go to Ikorodu, his fans don't leave him easily until they get something from him. Question, that was not the first show he performed from Ikorodu. She answered, yes, but ever since he got signed to Naira Marley's label, he has not been going to Ikorodu like that. He insisted on coming down to talk to the bouncer himself, which I knew.
Hold on, John. How much more do you have to go? Because I can't stay all day. I want to give you few highlights so that when I leave, you can continue to read. and then I probably will be able to come back. I want you to know, let me check inside the consulate. I want you to know few highlights. You can still continue to read, but I'm going to drop. Mo ti sọ ti ọ̀rọ̀ Monday yẹn. Another one, when they ask Wumi, what do you think killed your husband, or question like that, when you get to the place, and she responded, let us wait for the autopsy. Right there, she had an opportunity to say bully. They bullied my husband to death, but she did not.
Wumi
She
did
said,
not say, let us wait for the autopsy. That's
hold on
incorrect.
now, let me just highlight it so that when I leave, because
things that are incorrect, Supreme.
oh God.
Wumi did not say, let us wait for the autopsy. She did not say that. That's incorrect. So me, Omo, because really, I want to man so emotional. Pé bóyá kaka CTC ká lè get more.
But mo fẹ́ drop because mo fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan.
Yeah, but because I feel like when you, if you go ahead and say
Yeah,
that,
please.
even when it's not correct, then we're not really achieving anything. So Wumi has always maintained the fact that
Continue to read, but I want to drop. I want to drop from this, but you can continue to read. Okay? Continue to read. I want to drop.
Madam Mary Ejoma Keto Loma. Madam Mary Keto Loma Ejoma. Sherry Wumi ló pọkọ ẹ̀, Wumi ló pa Mohbad yẹn. Ẹ má yẹ ká máa sọ mọ́ tí tẹ́ bá rí proof kò dá mà. Mo máa kékeré ni gbogbo àná ọ̀la láwọn ọmọ ilé.
Mo máa sọ tí Jésù máa fi dé.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká lé evidence ká tó máa sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Mo máa sọ.
Because ẹ̀yin náà mọ̀ pé kò right. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa bá wọn tẹ́ máa ń bá jáde. Ẹ bá wọn jà directly. Ẹ má máa sọ pé òun ló pọkọ ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn mà.
But you said yours, I've said mine.
Mo fẹ́ bèrè kankan lọ́wọ́ yín mà.
Mo máa sọ tí Jésù máa fi dé.
Tí ọmọdé yìí bá bọ́ síta tó bá root sí tó bá bu yín, báwo lè ṣe máa fi wù?
Ó wà okay. Mo máa sọ tí Jésù máa fi dé. Kò mẹ́jọ rò ṣùgbọ́n mi kú bú.
at the end of the
day, Mohbad pé kí ó sọ pé bàbá Mohbad ló pa Mohbad náà ó sọ.
Reason tó fi pé bàbá lọ́jọ́ sí náà nìyẹn tó fi sọ̀rọ̀ sí bàbá.
Mo máa sọ tí Jésù máa fi dé ni kò sí tí mo lè ṣe sí yẹn.
Supreme, can I just say one thing to you? Supreme, I'm just going to say. Supreme, I'm just going to say one thing to you, and I know that you and I, we have a beautiful, respectful relationship, and I absolutely like you as a person, even though I do not agree with the things you do. Now, people are allowed their opinion. However you want to say it, please, by all means possible, go ahead and say it. But you know what integrity is, yes? Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching. Integrity is making sure that when you come to public to make a statement, you are sure that your statement is a statement of fact. You make sure that you're not making a statement that is untrue. You're not making assumption. You're not just cooking up stories in your head. Because the very first engagement I had with you, Supreme and Bossman, you were the first set of people alongside Kudi who pushed the narrative that Wumi took a knife. You were the one who started that narrative. I make bold to say so. So while it is okay for you to go ahead and say whatever you want to say and push whatever you want to, narrative you want to push, I hope you know that nobody knows tomorrow. Emi ò gbàdúrà ká burú kankan ṣe anybody wọ́n tá dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ justice for Mohbad because wọn kúkú fi ìwé pè wá gbogbo àwa ganu sí ni. Àmọ́ let us do right torí ọjọ́ àti sùn. Because ilẹ̀ tó mọ́ yín lé níyì àti ilẹ̀ tó ṣú fèmí lé níyì kò sure fún anybody pé a máa jí láàárọ̀ ọ̀la. Ọmọ kan bàbá kan ló wà lórí live show tó ní seizure tó ṣubú àfiyọ́ o. Ọlọ́run sọ ká àsìkò títí ẹ̀ ti tó nìyẹn. Tí àwọn òkú méjì bá ń pàdé ra wọn, òun àti Mohbad kọjọ lọ máa yanjú ẹ̀ kọjọ lọ máa mọ nǹkan tó máa bára wọn sọ níbi tó bá ti pàdé. When they meet, when you close your eyes here on earth and you open your eyes at the other place, just make sure that what you are doing here is right so that people will not be waiting you on the other side. Pẹ̀lú kòbókò àti àdá pé ìwọ ló ṣẹ̀yìn mi báyìí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká rọra ṣe. Èmi ni mo mọ̀ tó yìí. It's easy to come online and push narrative, especially when tí kò bá kàn ẹ́, tí ò kan ará ilé ẹ, tí ò kan ẹbí ẹ. It's easy to come online and have an opinion about people's lives, especially when it doesn't concern you, not your children, not your family members. But sometimes we need to, for once in a while, pinch ourselves and try to feel the hurt or the pain that these people feel. Tell yourself once in a while, pé Ọlọ́run má jẹ́, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́. Tí ọmọ Wumi yìí tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ yín kọ́, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́. Tí bàbá Mohbad bá jẹ́ bàbá yín kọ́, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́. Tí ìyá Mohbad bá jẹ́ ìyá yín kọ́, tádùúrà bá jẹ́ àbúrò yín kọ́. tọrọ ọ̀rọ̀ justice for Mohbad yìí tó bá jọrọ family gbogbo wa ṣé bá ṣe ń ṣe yìí la ṣe máa ṣe. Are we going to continue to pull this family apart? Èlò náà ẹni tó tẹ̀ ń pa owó ń bí, which I know Supreme will not be, is not a part of àwọn tó ń pa owó, but those of you who are still making money out of this thing, tó bá jọrọ ẹbí yín ṣé bẹ ṣe máa ṣe lélẹ̀. So Supreme, as much as I like you, I personally do not agree with the way you go about or you've gone about justice for Mohbad. I have seen you use your money to cause chaos, to literally cause more damage to us even achieving anything. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ justice for Mohbad. Again, none of us are perfect. Gbogbo wa pátá tá wá dá sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, we have all played a part one way or the other. Kí Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ fi iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ gbogbo wa kó fi dá wa lẹ́jọ́. Àwa kan wà ó lè wà dismissed pé mistake ni. But for some of you, I just feel that in your heart of hearts, you actually know the truth. And the only anger and cotton being in you pay, these people are not coming on your platforms, or they are not calling you, or they are not coming online to say the things that you want to hear. Àwọn people you want wá síta kọ́ wá sọ àwọn nǹkan tẹ́ fẹ́ gbọ́. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní side ọmọ Wumi, bí ẹni pé kí bàbá bọ́ta lọ́la ń sí kí bàbá ní gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ mi ni mo dá justice rú kínú yín lè dùn. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lọ́dọ̀ bàbá, bí kí Wumi bọ́ta lọ́la kó ní èmi ni mo pa ọkọ mi kínú yín lè dùn. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní side Wumi o àti side bàbá o, bí kí ìyá Mohbad bọ́ta lọ́la, bí kí family yìí kí kan nínú wọn ṣá kó continue láti máa ṣẹ̀sín bó ṣe ń ṣe wá nìyẹn, so that you can be on your own side to celebrate. However, you forget that this table own roll. Abẹ́ bó ṣe ń roll ni. Today it rolls to Iya Mohbad, tomorrow it rolls to Baba, next tomorrow it comes to Wumi, it goes round. If you have any iota of pity in you, acknowledging that boy's body is still there in the mortuary, it is time for you all to actually let this family sort this thing out and let them do the needful how they damn well please. Baba Mohbad wọ́n ní olórí ẹbí nílé wọn, Ìyá Mohbad ní olórí ẹbí nílé wọn, ọmọ Wumi ní olórí ẹbí nínú ilé wọn. It is time for us to begin to advocate for the elders in their family to pull their family out of social media and go and sort your shit out. It's about time. Enough. Ẹgbẹ́ Mohbad báyìí, ẹgbẹ́ sorry tray báyìí. Ẹ sọ Mohbad di buffet tí gbogbo ayé ń lọ tọ́lọ́ ń dig. Àtẹni tó ń dig fún pocket ẹ̀ ó wà ń bẹ̀. Ẹni tó ń dig fún ego ẹ̀ ó wà ń bẹ̀. Ẹni tó ń dig láti grow platform ẹ̀ ó wà ń bẹ̀. Ẹni tó ń dig for their pride. Oníkálukú ń lọ bẹ̀. Everybody is going there and they are digging níbi tó ti suit wọn. Ọmọ wa àwa kọ́ la bí Mohbad o, ẹ̀yin lẹ́ni Mohbad. Nǹkan tó wù yín lẹ́ ń fi Mohbad ṣe. Nǹkan tó wù yín lẹ́ ń fi Mohbad ṣe. Gbogbo wa yìí ó easy ká bọ́ síta ká wá pass opinion. Kò sẹ́ni tó máa ṣe show nsìn tó máa reviews tínú ẹ̀ ò ní dùn. Tó bá pọ̀rọ̀ òṣì kan lèèyàn kan sọ tó ń dùn mọ́ àwọn èèyàn táwọn èèyàn fi dúró tó fi ń wò, they will continue to say that ọ̀rọ̀ òṣì, because that is what drives we Nigerians. We thrive on negativity. Ibi tó shit ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀, ibi tó ti ń ṣépè tó ti ń búra wọn, ibẹ̀ la máa ń like láti lọ ganu sí, ibẹ̀ la máa ń like láti lọ wò. Bá ṣe wà live ní síta ní 400 tó ń wò wá, àwọn èèyàn kan wọ́n wà on live lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tó ń ṣe àdúrà tó máa ní impact fún generation.
Okay. Let me respond quickly. Phone here, the other one.
No, Supreme, hold on, please, hold on, please.
Let me quickly respond because
I'm gonna.
No. I have to respond because you've said a lot.
No, you can't come and interrupt me, because if you were here when I started, I would have stopped. But you stepped away, and I'm.
I did step away. My phone.
Yeah, so please, you're going to have to wait for me to finish. Emma Binu, I'm definitely not going to interrupt you. I'll allow you vent because I'm also venting. So please just give me my time. So there are people online right now who are praying. There are people who are praying and praying for people's children and for generations and generations to come. And there are people who are online right now doing drama, doing violence, doing chaos. And because you said your line was bad, Supreme, I am repeating it here again so that you hear me in case you didn't hear me before. You were the first people who came up with the narrative that the way you go around scouting for a reason to kneel, you want to be right by all means, Supreme. And it is okay to be wrong because you cannot be right all the time. We all make mistakes. No man is an island. None of us were there when Mohbad died. However, níbi tá ti ń gbọ́ yẹn, We have to learn to give every one of them the benefit of a doubt. Just like they said, Baba Mohbad, wale, gbayin, losoke, ko gold, ko gba, ko aṣọ. We have to learn to give him the benefit of a doubt. What if nǹkan tí Baba Mohbad sọ yẹn, òótọ́ ni pé okay ló ti ń pàdé ọmọ yẹn, ó kàn lọ, he was in shock himself, and as he walked in, he just walked upstairs to where his son is. What if? What if gbogbo nǹkan tí Wumi ti sọ fún yín àti test